Today we celebrate Pope St. John Paul II, sometimes called the Great. He was Pope for 27 years, elected in October of 1978. I remember it well, exactly where I was. And he was born in the Polish town of Wadowice, the youngest of three children. His mother died in 1929. His elder brother, Edmund, also a doctor, died in 1932. He was baptized on June 20th of 1920 in the parish of Wadowice by Father Franciszek Zak, and made his first Holy Communion at age 9, was confirmed at 18. He went, upon graduation from high school, to Krakow's Jagiellonian University in 1938 and in a school for drama. The Nazi occupation forces closed the university in 1939, and young Karol had to work in a quarry. In 1942, he began courses in the clandestine seminary of Krakow. After World War II, he continued his studies in Krakow. He was ordained by Archbishop Sapieha in Krakow in 1946. Shortly afterwards, he was sent to Rome, where he worked under the French Dominican Garrigou Lagrange, finished his doctorate in theology, and at that time, during his vacations, he exercised his pastoral ministry among the Polish immigrants of France, Belgium, and Holland. In 1948, he returned to Poland and was vicar of various parishes in Krakow. In 1953, he defended his thesis on the evaluation of the possibility of founding a Catholic ethic on the ethical system of Max Scheler at Lublin Catholic University. He then became professor of moral theology and social ethics. On July 4, 1958, he was appointed Bishop of Ombi and Auxiliary of Krakow by Pope Pius XII. In 1964, he was appointed Archbishop of Krakow by Pope Paul VI. Besides taking part in Vatican Council II, where he made an important contribution to the Constitution Gaudium et Spes, he participated in all the assemblies of the Synod of Bishops. The cardinals elected him Pope in 1978, and he took the name of John Paul II. On October 22nd, the Lord's Day, he inaugurated his Petrine Mystery as the 263rd successor to St. Peter. His pontificate lasted nearly 27 years. Driven by pastoral solicitude for all churches, he exercised his ministry with a tireless spirit, dedicating to it all his energy. He made 104 pastoral visits outside of Italy and 146 within Italy. As Bishop of Rome, he visited 317 of the city's 333 parishes. He had more meetings than any of his predecessors with the people of God and the leaders of nations. More than 17 million pilgrims participated in the general audiences that he held. His love for young people brought him to establish the World Youth Days, and John Paul II successfully encouraged dialogue with the Jews and representatives of other religions. Under his guidance, the Church prepared herself for the third millennium and celebrated the great Jubilee of the year 2000. With the year of redemption, the Marian year, and the year of the Eucharist, he promoted the spiritual renewal of the Church. He gave an extraordinary impetus to canonizations and beatifications, celebrating 147 beatifications. He considerably expanded the College of Cardinals, creating 231 of them in 9 consistories. His most important documents, including 14 encyclicals, 15 apostolic exhortations, 11 apostolic constitutions, and 45 apostolic letters. He promulgated the Catechism of the Catholic Church. As a private doctor, he also published 5 books of his own. In the light of Christ risen from the dead, on April 2nd, 2005, While Saturday was drawing to a close and the Lord's Day was already beginning, the octave of Easter and Divine Mercy Sunday, the Church's beloved pastor, John Paul II, departed this world for the Father. From that evening until April the 8th, the date of the funeral, more than 3 million pilgrims came to Rome, some from my parish of St. Michael in Bridgeport. On April 28th, the Holy Father, Benedict XVI, announced that the normal 5-year waiting period would be waived for John Paul II. On April 27, 2014, he was canonized by Pope Francis during a ceremony in St. Peter's Square. In an April 24 message sent to the Church in Poland, Pope Francis gave thanks for the great gift of a new saint, saying of John Paul II that he is grateful, as all the members of the people of God, for his untiring service, his spiritual guidance, and for his extraordinary testimony of holiness.